You should almost never have to use 6 moves or more to insert a cross edge. The foundation of doing your cross edges well on 4x4 is using efficient solutions, choosing the shortest number of moves from scrambled to solved cross edges. So in this scramble, there's an obvious 1 slice cross edge right here with white orange. So I'll pair that up and insert it. That took me 2 moves. The next thing I would do is see that I already have white blue here in the middle layer. I see the other white blue edge right here. So I would insert this into the middle layer. That's my first move. Connect them. That's my second move. Move orange out of the way. That's my third move. And insert it. That's my fourth move. Under 6 moves. I see this white red edge right here, and the other one is right here. So this I can do in 1, insert both edges into the middle, 2, pair them up, 3, move the left side, 4, put the edge in. Now cross edges are done. Under 6 moves for every single edge. On essentially every scramble, you will have cross edges somewhere in the middle layer. Those almost always are the ones that you should be trying to figure out how to pair and insert. But even if you're going for a bad case, like let's take blue-white, one edge is right here and the other one is over here, that's still only going to take 1, put this in the middle slice, 2, put this in the middle slice, 3, pair, 4, insert. That's still only a 4-move case. 5 moves if we had to move this left side to line up the spot to insert this. If you ever take 6 moves or more to solve a cross edge, you probably did something wrong, and you should find a simpler way to get the pieces into the middle layer, pair them, and insert them. Pairing edges into alternate positions. When most beginners solve with the YOW method, they always pair their cross edges into one of these 2 top slots, but it often makes sense to pair edges into one of these bottom slots and then insert using D moves instead. Let me show you some examples of why this is helpful. In this example, we have this white-green edge pair right here, and the blue-white edge is already solved, and it's on the bottom right here. If a beginner saw this, what they would probably do is line up the cross edges like that, then insert this up to here, put the blue down here, and then insert the green cross edge. Now there's a line made. That's not bad, but we can do a whole lot better. In this same example, if I got this, I would rotate down so that this edge is on the bottom. I would insert this cross edge using a U move, slice down like this so the edge is paired in the bottom, move this blue-white edge up to the top, and insert the edge with D. That's way, way, way more ergonomic than the previous example. And I have a free slot right here that I can be working with in the future. If you want something a little bit more than YouTube tutorials, I offer coaching and boot camps for people of various skill levels. Check the link in the description to learn more. Prioritizing ergonomics. Ergonomics is just a fancy word for how your hands move. Cubers will often use the term finger tricks to explain that same thing, the way your fingers move on the cube. That concept I just explained about using D moves or B moves and pairing edges into the bottom slots is a big part about choosing ergonomic solutions, but there are a couple of other little tricks I can show you. For example, here we have an orange and white edge that the edges are lined up like this. We have a pretty easy way of solving these without having to do something annoying like regripping and doing a B move. We can do a wide slice to hide one of the edges. Now one of them's down here in the bottom. Do a U2 to move this edge from the right slice into the left one. And now do a wide R2. And the edge is paired up. Then we can insert like that. In cases where you want the edge to end up here, you can do a similar solution. You can hide the front edge instead of the back one, like this. Move this edge around to the opposite slice. And now bring this edge up and match it here. Cross edge is made, then insert. This is a really helpful trick because it avoids you having to regrip the cube to the back angle and then regrip again, which can save you half a second to more if you're slow. Look ahead by tracking multiple pieces. That's most of the tips that you need for solving edges efficiently by using good moves. But the hardest part about first 3 edges is not using good moves. It's actually pretty simple. The hardest part is not pausing. It's looking ahead, solving one thing and using your eyes and brain to find the next one. That's super difficult because there are pieces flying all over the place on the cube. You're turning the back and the front and the bottom and the top. all at the same time, and each edge is a pretty short solution. So how do you look ahead? The advice that I always got for this step was just turn slow, and eventually you will learn to not pause during this step. But the mindset that really helped me learn to not pause during this step was this: absorb all the information at once. Here's what I mean. The way I thought look ahead worked in this step was, here's the white-green pieces. As I solve these two pieces, I'm gonna look around for another edge piece. I see this white-orange one. I'm gonna keep looking, there's the other one. Now I'm gonna insert this edge and start solving white-orange. And as I'm solving it, I'm looking, I see this white-red edge, I'm still looking, I see this other one right here, pair these up, and so on. Solve one thing, look for the next two pieces, repeat. That's actually not how look ahead works for this particular step. Because the pieces are scattered so far around the cube, you can't look for one piece of information at a time. You actually have to look ahead by tracking all the information at the same time. So for example, with this scramble, I see that I have these two red and orange edges in the front, and if I glance over to the side, I see both this red-white edge and this red-green edge. Now, I'm storing all of that information in my head. I'm gonna start solving red-white. Well, this white-orange edge is probably easier. So I'll solve this, and I know this red-white edge is here. As I'm doing it, I know I saw this white-green edge, so I'm now looking for the next white-green edge. There it is, and the white-blue edge is next to it. Now I'm juggling multiple things in my head. I'm solving this edge, I see this one, I know where the white-green pieces are, and now I have to be looking for the next white-blue piece. You're not looking ahead to one thing at a time, you're juggling 2, 3, 4 things all at once. This is a very difficult skill, but just realizing that this is what I had to do is what helped me get over the hump of looking ahead well in this step. It's not like looking ahead during later stages of the solve where you're only looking for one particular piece, and it's a little bit different from looking ahead on 3x3, where F2L solutions are pretty straightforward. If you're in the market for a new speed cube, I recommend thecubicle.com. Use the discount code TRUE for 5% off your entire order and to support my channel. Here's some advice on how to actually practice this skill. The way that I did it is I would give myself 1 second to quickly glance all the way around the cube. Then I would close my eyes and try to solve 2 Yao edges at once. The reason for that is it trains me to quickly absorb information, close my eyes, and know right where the orange-white edges are and the green-white edges are. Then track that information as I do the solve. That's the skill you need for doing this step. Whenever you do solves or do slow solves to practice your look ahead, always prioritize efficiency. The trap most beginners fall into with this step is doing solutions that are 6 moves or longer for each edge, but all that does is slow them down in the long run. Maybe you're able to do long solutions without pausing, but on the flip side of that, you're using bad solutions. It would be better to use short solutions and train the skill of quickly absorbing lots of information all at once.